Hi, I'm Gail Tully from spinningbabies.com. We're going to talk about cardinal movements of the baby. What are the movements the baby takes, the rotations through the pelvis during childbirth? The pelvis starts out at the top, very commonly wider side to side, narrower a little bit front to back at the top, but when we look at the bottom of the pelvis, we have more space front to back. So the baby takes a turn like a key, unlocking the door to come through the pelvis during birth. Let's see how it goes. Here's our little baby coming down in the most common fetal position, left occiput transverse, settling into the pelvis in engagement when the head is 4/5 of the way into the brim of the pelvis. Now we have full engagement. If I were a midwife checking baby's position, I would find that most of baby's head has settled lower than the brim, so I know this baby's engaged. I can feel a little bit of the baby's forehead on the same side as the limbs, telling me baby's engaged. The baby's back and back of head feel rather straight comparatively to the front of the baby. I know baby is left occiput transverse. And labor now started and underway. For the birth giver's first birth, baby often comes onto the pelvic floor 5 centimeters, right in the mid-pelvis where the ischial spines are. That's where we're finding the pelvic floor. And strong contractions move the baby's head through the pelvic floor by the parietal eminence first. As the baby rotates in the pelvic floor, the baby turns into the diagonal, usually around 7 centimeters. And then as the baby comes down in transition, where there's a little bit more dilation and more descent, 8, 9, 10 centimeters, the baby is turning in the direct occiput anterior position. The shoulders are dipping into the brim as we start to see the baby's head. As the chest gets to the pelvic floor, we see baby restitute with its head outside of the mother's body to the left occiput transverse position again. We see one shoulder at the front, but the shoulder behind, the posterior shoulder, is born first. Then baby rotates and comes out of the pelvis in a spontaneous birth. So these are the cardinal movements of the baby's rotation through the pelvis. Learn more at spinningbabies.com and at a Spinning Babies parent education class near you. You can learn preparation for birth and things to do in birth to open the pelvis and make birth easier.